Coming up on this program, we show you how to get connected. Find out how to choose an internet service provider. Discover the newest form of communication, electronic mail.
Ways down and ready to ride. One by one, billion by billion, been holding up half the sky. Raise your hand if you're ready and willing, if you know it's time. Time for a girl on time. Time for a girl on time. Time for
Hello, everybody! What a wonderful day it is! I need to say thank you to NPC. Thank you, NPC. Please, when NPC shows himself, remind me again to thank him. I saw that there was a super chat yesterday that I missed. I feel terrible about that. I was like aghast at myself. So please, remind me. And thank you for the happy second birthday. That's right. This channel is 2, baby. We are entering our terrible 2s. We are toddlers. And we are tearing shit up. John Lindy. Calling John Lindy to the stage, please. Because Cellulite Yoga Pants is pink and Vicky P is purple. Seriously, I hope you guys have had a great weekend. This is actually my Friday. Hi, Courtney. Friday. So we will be back at it again Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday this week. Oh, Courtney's running to the store. I just ran back from the store. I got some chips to eat that I'm a little bit excited about. Hi, Sashina, how's your face? I've been following your updates. Oh shit, she says. Have you guys ever tried these Honey Dijon kettle brand chips? Do you have those? Tonight is Sunday, but it's my Friday, Brooklyn. As in, I worked all weekend a lot. And today, NPC, you donated yesterday and I missed your super chat. I felt terrible. So I wanted to say a special thank you. Thank you so much, as always, for all your support. But I just, made a mental note. I was like, oh my God. I saw it after I, clicked off. The live was messed up yesterday. I restarted the computer. It seems to be working okay. Everything is working now. But I saw that after I had already disconnected, and I just wanted to say thank you, NPC, so much. I really appreciate it. Guys, we're gonna get back into it again. We're gonna pick up that case where we left it off. The judge needed a break. We all needed a break. It never popped up. It was Streamlabs' fault. Well, I saw it afterwards, for a brief second in the YouTube chat. That's how I knew about it, but thank you anyways. Did I miss anybody else's that I didn't see? I would feel terrible about that. I'm sure there's a way I could check, but I haven't done that lately. I will, though. Are we having members only tonight? It depends how long this goes, Vicky. We might just do members only tomorrow morning and then a regular show tomorrow afternoon. Yeah. We'll just see how far we get in this. Oh, PayPal does take less of a cut than YouTube Daddy. All the daddies are taking cuts left, right, and center. Amazon Daddy, YouTube Daddy, Google Daddy. No, Paisley. No, this is the one that Bill doesn't like. Jesus fuck. My Coca-Cola diet is holding up totally, Brooklyn. Thank you so much for asking. if you're new here or you didn't know, I'm doing Just Water July. Not the food-wise, because I still like to eat food. Although I am tracking that with AI lately. See if I can shed a few pounds, get myself looking pretty slim and sleek before I head to Florida in the winter, hopefully. Anyways, this is electrolyte water, the Organica kind. Nobody buy that until I can get an affiliate code, and then you can buy it. Seriously though, that drink has been getting me through. That and Gatorade Zero. This. G0 berry flavored, zero sugar. Excellent. Doesn't taste like fake sugar at all. Only, it's got a nice tart flavor to it. Highly recommend. I bought this against my will, I will say. I was at a place where I ordered something and then it was a choice of drinks. And of course, not drinking pop right now, I had a very small choice of sugar-free drinks. So I went ahead and I got this and I thought, I didn't even open it. I was like not interested. I was like, maybe I'm going to become one of those people that doesn't drink drinks. Well, later on, I broke that and I became a person that drinks drinks. And what is G2, John? Anyways, this one particularly is the berry flavored one, and it is delicious. Now, it's not 0 calories, it's 0 sugar, to be clear, but I went and bought a 6-pack of them, and I've just finished, and I will be buying another one. Hashtag not a sponsor yet, but absolutely willing at this point, Gatorade. I'm also an athlete because I ran for the bus yesterday. That makes me an athlete. Hello, Rose. How's the grandbaby? I meant to ask you. I've been thinking about you. How is your grandbaby? I know they are brand new. Brand new. Anyways. To be clear, I have not eaten any actual meals today. I've only eaten little snacks. And I'm going to try and resist these chips. I'm going to resist the chips. But that really depends on how much weed I smoke in the next fucking 10 minutes, probably. Okay, enough of that. Enough of that. Downloads. It's the one. Where is this freaking hearing? Oh my god. Is this it? This is not it. This is another one, ma'am. 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 Your court hoard is showing. Your court hoard is showing, ma'am. Oh, I'm sorry. Baby Lucy, born Saturday, July 19th, healthy and cute. Oh. My heart. My heart. I saw a man carrying a small baby this morning. Very small. Little baby feet. Little tiny feet. And I almost attacked him to get a snuggle with the baby. Which is, you know, probably not appropriate, so I didn't do it. I held myself back. But it was difficult. Okay? When I see tiny baby feet sticking out of a baby carrier, do the ovaries ever stop blowing up and making you want to, like, eat the baby's feet and then suck the dude's cock, or what? Does that just me? Is that how that goes, or what? John, be careful, please. Maybe, like, what do they call that? A task rabbit? Hire a task rabbit for that? Anyways, we went until the judge had a break. He said, I need a break. I'm old. Okay, judge. How long did you take? He took 15 minutes. All right, let's go. Let's go. Also, I just want to point out I've just managed to talk for 10
You
minutes.
know, we'll get back on.
10 minutes! Now I'm yelling. Oh, you guys, I bought this. I'm not exactly even sure what it is, but I thought we would enjoy the shape and the shaking of it.
All right, everyone, I'm back, and we'll get back on the record and get the next
Judge.
witness in, please. So, I'm sorry, I meant to tell y'all to go ahead and let's move. All right, Miss Jones in.
It's called Tangy Nuggets, Crunchy Crystals.
All right, Miss Jones, we're getting ready to start you. We'll get back on the record and start you up, ma'am. Thank you. All right, here we go. All right, we're back on the record on Bell County Calls number 23, BFAM 339528, in the interest of Robbins and Crichton minor children. Non-custodial party being Darius L. Robbins, custodial party being Ashanti S. Crichton. And we just finished with one witness, and we just have brought Ms. Jones back in. Ms. Jones, you have previously been sworn in, so you're already under oath. And at this time, I'll allow Ms. Kuzak to start your questioning. Thank you very much, ma'am. You may proceed at this time, Ms. Kuzak.
Thank you, Judge. Ms. Jones, I represent Ms. Creighton, and so I wanted to ask you some questions about Dalen so that we can try to figure out, how to handle his unique situation.
Sure.
So you're an ABA therapist, correct?
I am a BCBA. I'm a board certified behavior analyst.
Okay, I'm sorry. Let me write that down again. BCBA,
Yes,
so board certified.
behavior analyst.
Okay. How is that different than an ABA therapist?
I have a master's degree in psychology with a concentration in applied behavior analysis. I have passed board examination to be licensed in the state of Texas. I actually write all of the goals. I go in and do initial assessments. I observe deficits, and I write the programming that the therapists actually implement.
Okay. So yours is more, it starts out as a collegiate-based form of study, and you create the criteria that the therapists follow?
Yes.
Okay. So are you basically, and you said that this had to do, you were something about ABA as well. So you have that training plus the other training, correct?
Correct.
Okay. Do you work directly with Dalen Robbins?
I do.
Okay. How long have you known Dalen?
I started working with Dalen in February of 2025.
Okay. So February of 2025, is that when you joined the company or is that when Dalen joined?
That's when I joined the company.
Was Dalen already there at that point?
Yes.
Okay. So what types of behaviors when you met Dalen, what did you see at that time?
Dalen engages in negative self-talk. He elopes. He will scream, cry, yell. He'll engage in physical aggression towards siblings, therapist, and his mother. He does engage in some self-interest behavior towards himself. I believe that covered everything.
Okay. Does he also sometimes just disrobe?
Yes, he has.
Okay. Does that fall under self-harm, or is that a separate behavior?
It's a separate behavior. It's something that we don't often see in session, but it happens quite frequently outside of session.
Okay. Are you in communication with Miss Creighton frequently on Dalen's successes and things he needs to remedy?
Absolutely.
And so how do you communicate with Miss Creighton?
We either will communicate via text, in person, or over the phone.
Okay. And then as far as the therapies that you engage in with Dalen, are those in person?
Yes.
would you agree that he's on the level 2 ASD diagnosis?
Yes.
Okay. Is Dalen verbal?
Yes. I would like to make it very clear that just because he is verbal does not mean that he can functionally communicate.
And what does that mean?
Being verbal is being able to speak words. Functional communication is being able to communicate your wants, your needs, your discontent, or explain anything that's going on around him.
Okay, so does he struggle with that portion of it?
Yes.
Okay. Well, how have you seen that? Can you give me an example?
He can be in a group of kids and somebody will knock down his blocks. Instead of saying, hey, don't do that, I don't like that, he will engage in physical aggression. Maybe we are making slime and he wanted to put in a particular ingredient. If I do that, he may just take off running away from me instead of saying, hey, I want to do that.
So is this kind of going back to the kind of stereotype of use your words to convey your emotions to someone?
That's often what you will hear people outside of ABA say, yes.
Okay. It's not quite as easy with a kid on the spectrum, but that's kind of a similar concept that we know that people can say words, but that doesn't mean that they're communicating effectively.
This is correct.
Okay. So what things kind of trigger that? Would you say that transitions trigger that? Like going from one thing to another thing?
Oftentimes with Dalen in particular, anything out of the ordinary will trigger it. Even small changes such as maybe breakfast is normally at 9 o'clock and he got it at 10 o'clock. It will be a very big setting event for him. Not enough sleep will be a setting event for him. Maybe he was expecting something to go a particular way and it did not go that way. That will trigger a lot of that.
So if he has certain expectations and then those are not met, that creates tumult for him. Is that safe?
One of the many things, yes.
Okay. If he does not, so if he what he expects and what happens is different, causes a trigger, is not knowing what's going to happen. Also, like the unknown, is that also a problem for Dalen?
That's a huge trigger for him, yes.
Okay. So when he is trying to cope and interact with peers, does he sometimes have a hard time adjusting to things as a normal, or I'll just say neurotypical child would engage in? Does he have a hard time adjusting?
Yes, Dalen often struggles with transitions, even if it's something simple as going from doing work at the table to doing work on the floor. He will struggle. Yes, you will often see behaviors.
And so would you agree that going to a new school is a big transition for any kid?
Yes.
Is Dalen going to a new school this year?
Yes.
What grade is he going into?
I believe he's going into kindergarten.
Are you working on that transition right now?
Yes, we have been working on that very heavily this summer in particular, yes.
So what the court has to do here is typically in cases like this, when parents don't live together, they've got to figure out how to balance, the visitation, the kid's right to have a meaningful relationship with both parents, and also these other factors. So typically, a child will go to the other parent for 30 or 42 days in the summer. Do you feel that would be something that would be difficult for Dalen to handle?
Yes, that would be against my best clinical recommendation.
Okay. What about smaller periods? So let's say that the court broke this up. First of all, what do you know about the absence policy with where you work? as far as like when a child might lose a spot?
We require that our clients adhere to 90% of their prescribed hours.
Okay, so right now he's going to about 15 hours a week. Is that correct?
That's correct.
So he would only, so is that for the whole year?
Yes, his schedule is consistent. He actually is prescribed 25 hours a week, but he is being covered for 15.
Okay. So if he, so when did the 90%, is that when is that evaluated? Is that like a 6 month thing, or is that a 12-month thing where they evaluate whether he's attending as planned?
We often look at that weekly and monthly
Okay.
because we do offer the ability to make up hours. Let's just say something happens and we have to miss a session for the week. The therapist will make up those hours over the subsequent days, maybe staying an hour later or coming in an hour earlier to make sure that he gets all of his prescribed hours.
Oh, you fucked it up, Carrie! You fucked it up! You guys have been holding such a steady line. The reason we're listening to all of this fucking bullshit in this court is because mom doesn't want dad to have any meaningful visitation with this child. She brought in 2 therapists to say that if he misses one single day, we're gonna kick him out. Well, sounds to me like they're a little bit flexible, huh? Like they make things work. Like if mom wanted to take a vacation, perhaps they would allow that. It's fucking frustrating to me at this point, listening to this, because the child is 4 or 5 years old. Very small, but you know what else is being missed here? There's another child. There's a second child born of this marriage, who's literally been forgotten. Nobody talks about her. I feel terrible for her. Absolutely criminal.
And so that's if he's missing like a day or two, taking that day or two and moving it, right?
Yes.
If it were like, let's say 2 or 3 weeks, would that be difficult to absorb that?
Absolutely.
Okay. Is that something that might get him kicked out of the program?
Yes.
What do you think, if you were to guess, what would be, I mean, I say guess, using, what you do as a profession. What do you think would be the broadest length of time that you think that Dalen would be able to miss and still maintain his absences and still also maintain like a meaningful trajectory forward in his progress?
As far as consistently, it would be something like maybe a Friday, a couple times a month. We do often have clients go on vacation during the summer, which everybody is cognizant of, where they will maybe miss 3 or 4 days. That's really our only exception to that policy. And the reason why is because this is a medically necessary service. And so I like to kind of explain it like medication. You go to the doctor and the doctor tells you need to take these pills once a day. You don't in the summer say, all right, I'm not going to need to take these life-changing pills for 45 days and then expect to come back and not have any type of negative effects from it. That is what ABA is. It is medically necessary, and these are prescribed hours.
So do you think, when you said vacation, like 3 or 4 days, do you think like a 5-day period of time could be stretched a little bit so that Dalen can have a visitation as a kind of vacation with his dad?
That would be something that we would have to coordinate with parents and ensure that we are able to still come in and observe behaviors in that environment, whether it's via telehealth or not. We would need to have consistent communication with the father as well over progresses and maybe regressions.
Okay. So potentially, there could be a 5-day window of opportunity, and then with Mr. Robbins being able to maybe Zoom or something like that with you to make sure everything's going okay with Dalen.
It could be potentially something that we do, but it's like I said, it's not recommended.
Okay. So I can kind of tell with your tone with this and your
I'm sorry, Ms. Kuzak, I hate to interrupt, but I got a question and I need to ask it while I'm thinking about it. Ma'am,
absolutely.
say Dad came down and got an Airbnb locally and for the whole week, and he's the one that brought the child over for his sessions every day. Would that be something that would work better for you guys?
That would be perfect.
Okay, all right, and I got to think outside the box on this one. So, all right, just yeah, thank you. I just want to run that one by you. Thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Kuzak. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. And so that would involve Mr. Robbins participating in that process and bringing Dalen, correct?
Correct.
Okay. So speaking of that, have you met Mr. Robbins before?
I have not.
Have you heard from Mr. Robbins, like phone or email or anything like that, to your knowledge?
I have not.
Okay. Do you feel that it would be helpful for you if you were to meet with Mr. Robbins and bring him in on the team?
Absolutely.
Okay. Do you provide any type of parental training?
Yes, that's required.
And so, do all parents, like Ms. Creighton, does she participate in parental training?
Yes.
How often would you say she participates in parental training?
I would say on average, probably once to twice a week.
Okay. So this isn't a one and done kind of thing. It's a continual process.
Absolutely.
And so for someone who's even bringing the child in, they're still trained once or twice a week?
Yes. Everybody involved. I know for Ms. Creighton that she involves everybody in his care. So even his child care provider will get guardian training. Her mother has even came to guardian training. Her sister will sit in for guardian training as well. It's a really holistic approach. Everybody needs to be involved and everybody needs to be on the same page.
And is that because certain words and things that you use with a child in this type of therapy, it's important to hear those same words?
May not necessarily be the same words, but it will be the same intervention. Yes, consistency is key. Okay.
And so consistency, does that mean also visitation? Well, like if there's someone in Dalen's life who he can visit, would consistency of visitation also be something that's important so that Dalen can anticipate that visitation?
It depends on the interaction during the visitation.
Okay.
It could be positive or it could be detrimental to Dalen's progress.
Okay. As far as the behaviors, does Dalen also sometimes elope?
Yes.
Okay. We talked about the self-harm. Other than like the disrobing, what other types of self-harm have you seen Dalen engage in?
I've actually seen him hit his head on the wall, or he will hit himself.
Okay. Do you also track behaviors over days to see if there are any patterns of behavior?
It is required that we take data collection every session that Dalen has.
Do you notice sometimes when you see an off day for Dalen?
Yes.
Have you seen that recently?
Yes.
Have you asked the mom about that time period and what might be going on at home?
Well, essentially, when we first started seeing it, we thought maybe it was the having sessions every day, and then the weekend, not having the sessions, that consistency part of things. But we noticed that it was pretty inconsistent. So it would be some Mondays that we would come in and there would be a huge spike in behaviors. And then maybe other Mondays, we did not see that huge spike in behaviors. And once we noticed the pattern, we did ask mother.
So when you say a spike in behavior, like, typical case of the Mondays, like a kid can go to school and be cranky. We're all kind of cranky on Mondays, right?
Mhm.
But there are Mondays that are different than other Mondays, is what you're saying, right?
Yes.
Did you bring this up, or did Miss Creighton bring this up?
It was brought up by us.
Okay. So you understand, in a situation like this where you're dealing with family loss, sometimes a parent can say, do you notice XYZ? And you're like, oh, you know what? Now that you mention it, and you could maybe assume her belief system on this. It didn't go in that direction, right?
No.
Okay. So what did you see?
You can see on his behavior graphs that there are little random spikes in his graphs.
Because he's a child and he's not perfect. There's little random spikes on all my graphs. Hi, Paul. Paul. Hi. That's you. I'm talking to you, Paul. How you doing? How you doing? Seriously though, I think we're getting a bit far afield here for this situation. I think that mom has valid concerns and she needs help and she needs support from dad, but they have built a bit of a wall here. Don't you think, Paul? They built a wall, Paul. A jiggle for the rest of the chat. A little jiggle for the rest of the chat. Jiggle, jiggle, jiggle. He said, that's kind of awkward. Also, William earlier was like, wow, you don't say your mind, do you? Yeah, welcome. I definitely do. That's how we keep the crowd small around here. Hi, Casey Carey. What's up? Hi, Chuck. Your grandson's here helping Papa? Oh, that's so sweet. Aww.
And so once we noticed that happening every once in a while, we kind of ask, like, setting events questions is what we ask. Has he taken his medication? Is he sick? Has he slept? Was there anything different in his environment? And when we asked those questions, she said that he had a visit from the prior weekend, and then we kind of delve into more of that. Like, what was it? Was it something that was different? How did he respond during the visit? We kind of ask some of those behavior analytic questions to, kind of better make sense of how we can adjust to these changes.
And so when you say how you can adjust, so you can take, something that maybe triggered over a weekend that caused a Monday problem, and then you and the rest of the team can figure out a game plan for how to handle that.
We try, yes.
And so does that include, I think we heard the term earlier, is it priming?
Mm-hmm.
So does that include priming him for the visitation?
Yes, it could include priming him for the visitation, but also it's very important that whoever he is involved with during the visitation also engages in the same behaviors that we are teaching him during the week. Okay.
So you could say something where you're kind of building up this visitation, right? Like, what are you doing this weekend? Or is it as simple as that, or is there more to it?
It's a lot more complex than that.
Okay. But is it something?
It's a lot more complex than that, but nobody's fucking explained it. I'm getting frustrated. These people are being obstinate. And this is direct examination, by the way. This is the mom's lawyer asking them questions, and they are all on defense.
Is that we are teaching him during the week.
Okay. So you could say something where you're kind of building up this visitation, right? Like, what are you doing this weekend? Or is it as simple as that, or is there more to it?
It's a lot more complex than that.
Okay. But is it something that you are already trying to anticipate to facilitate?
Yes,
Okay. And that's for Dalen's own good, right?
absolutely.
Um, we talked about so as far as being able to do therapies, is it your experience can so the parenting training can be on Zoom or some sort of video, correct?
Yes, a portion of it can, yes.
Okay. Is ABA therapy or the type of therapy you do with Dalen, is it something that can be that easily transfers to Zoom, or are there things that is it better to do it in person?
Research recommends against doing children under the age of 12 via telehealth.
Okay. And why is that?
Attention span, skill deficits. A lot of what we do with children under 12 require prompting, more hands-on helping to kind of engage in some of the targets, which is we're not able to do that over Zoom.
Okay. And are there physical cues that you have to do with behavior modification also?
Yes.
Okay. And then another question that was asked earlier, do you have anyone in the Harris County area that you work with where Dalen would be able to transfer or anything like that?
Transferring in general for ABA is a very difficult process. It's not often that I've never heard myself of a client going somewhere for 45 days and getting the same intervention and then coming back to a company for 45 days for the rest of the year.
Okay. And then certainly that would be him losing his spot here, right? If
Yes.
he's gone for a long period of time.
Yes.
When kids are I'm almost finished with this, but when kids when you work with a certain kid on a day-to-day basis, do kids tend to get transferred to other therapists easily, or is that a problem?
No. So the way that session works is when you initially engage with the client, there is this phase that we call the pairing phase. And for each client, it's a little bit different. And for Dalen, it takes a little while to pair with him and build that rapport where he understands, like,
To explain it a different way, when you sell cars and you use an up system, which means the car salespeople have an order of who's up next. If a customer that you've already dealt with is on the lot, that's not your up. You can't take Jimmy's client just because they're next and you're next on the list. They hold on to their clients tightly like these people do. Absolutely no vacations, no sharing, absolutely not. You must stay with us all the time. Are you telling me that these people don't go on fucking vacation?
I can work for you, then we can do what I want. It typically takes Dalen about a month to pair with him.
Okay. And so is that kind of like bonding?
Yes.
Okay.
It would be something similar to that, yeah.
Okay, so it typically takes a month to transition. So it was the first month that you worked with Dalen was more difficult than this last.
Yes.
Okay. I pass the witness, Judge.
Sheriff has unmuted himself, sorry. Thank you very much. Your witness, I'm sorry, Ms. Myers, thank you.
Thank you. Thank you, Your Honor. Ms. Jones, first of all, thank you for your time and being here today. I have a few questions. Now, you've said that students don't miss, or your children don't usually miss. Whenever my client checked with ABA, he was told that they could miss up to 3 weeks a year. Were you aware of that, or is that something that you don't usually handle?
He was told that by our company.
Yes.
That's not in our parent handbook.
Okay, but would that be approximately 10%, you think, of the 100% of the time out of the year?
That would be way more than 10%.
I'm sorry?
That would be way more than 10%. 3 weeks would be way more than 10%.
That would be 45 hours out of, you have 52 weeks and 15 hours. I think it wouldn't be, but maybe 10%. We're talking about the whole year.
Oh, so we don't go by the year. We do reauthorizations every 6 months, and we do fidelity checks every 2.
Okay, that helps. Thank you. So the other issue I was going to ask, now you said that he can't miss, but we know that he's gone on trips, cruises to Disney World, things like that with mom. So how did you handle those absences?
So those absences have not been longer than a few days. And the way that we set it up is we try to get those hours in either before or after. So his hours are made up. So he still does not end up missing more than 10%.
Okay, so when you say a few days, 2 or 3 days, I mean, I know it takes a while to get to Disney World and back. So about how many days do you think he has missed at one time?
Since I've been with him, he has not missed more than a couple of days at most. I don't know about the Disney World trip in particular. I would have to say that was before he started services with us.
So would you say 2 to 3 days at a time is the most he's missed?
Yes.
Okay. Okay, and then
and notoriously, if I be clear, the days that he misses, a lot of times it's due to sickness. It's not due to vacation.
okay. So but you're not aware of how he handled the vacations when he went on trips and things?
No.
Okay. And then as far as training, let's see. So if Mr. Robbins was able to attend, I'm sure at first he'd probably want to come in person, but then after that, the 1 or 2 times a week, if there were changes and things via Zoom, you could do the training that way for the parent.
Yes, we can do parent training via Zoom.
Okay. Now, it's been stated a couple of times that he was prescribed 25 hours.
Yes.
But he only goes 15 hours a week.
Yes, we have him increase in hours. We do have a therapist that's getting ready to cover those extra hours.
Okay, because it was also stated that because of insurance and other things, if he didn't do 90% of the prescribed hours, then he would be out of the program, but he's not doing close to 90%. So how's that work?
So when we initially write the initial assessment, the prescription of hours is the hours that me as a clinician feels it's necessary for him to make the most progress. In the field of ABA in general, there's a deficit in therapists and there's a deficit in BCBAs. And so getting him some hours is clinically shown to be better than getting none at all. And so the 15 hours that we have been able to give him right now, he has seen progress, but there could have been more progress had we had the therapist to cover the extra hours.
Okay, but that's not preventing him from being in the program, even though he can't miss the prescribed hours? Or is he not to miss the 15 hours that's being allocated?
So the reason why he's still in the program is because the deficit is not on the parent's portion, it's on the company's portion.
Okay, that makes sense. Thank you. I didn't understand that part. That makes sense. So knowing that this has been going on and the father has been trying to get visitation and things like that, have you all not already started kind of priming him for dad visits and spending time with his father and his other sibling?
We try to do the best that we can. We do understand that there has been inconsistency in visitation, and that is something that is very hard for Dalen as well. So if we do prime him and his dad fails to show, that is going to cause a regression in behavior.
Mr. Robinson, stop rolling your eyes, sir. I can see you, okay? Every time I can see you, sir, And it doesn't, this may be 100% innocent, but it doesn't look well. Thank you, sir. You may proceed.
Sorry, Your Honor. So, no, Robbins has not been.
Yeah. Judge was a lawyer too, a long time ago, but still, I remember. Thank you. So thank you. All right, Myra, you kind of hit a glitch there, ma'am. You there?
Are we all back?
Yeah, I think it was you. Was it me or you? I think it was you, ma'am. Yeah, you're good now. See, uh-oh.
I'm not sure what's going on. I didn't know who you were talking to.
Okay. No. It sounds like somebody may have left. Did we lose somebody?
Well, it looks like Miss Jones is frozen. Oh, no,
I'm
she's
here.
not. There she is. Okay.
All right, thank you. You may proceed, Ms. Meyer. Thank you.
Okay, thank you. So, Ms. Jones, knowing that, he has not been missing any of his visit time, have you attempted to be priming him for the visits?
From what I understand is that there has been visits that have been.
I'm sorry. What was we had an objection. What's the objection, Ms. Kuzak?
I was just going to say, I don't know that was established that he has not missed visitation. So I'm assuming facts not in evidence, Judge.
Okay. All right. I think, all right. I'm going to overrule that one, Ms. Kuzak. We'll just go with what she knows at this point. So you can rephrase the question, Ms. Myers,
Sure.
to be what visitation dad has had. Thank you.
Okay. So, has any priming been done? I'll ask it that way for dad.
Yes, initially it was.
Okay, thank you. And then and you said that you would be willing to set up a Saturday training. We were not aware this was something we could do. No one's let us know this. So, but they can set up a Saturday training for dad to come in and actually have a training on a Saturday. Is that true?
Our company typically does not work on a Saturday, but we made that exception because we knew that it would be difficult for him to come throughout the week.
Okay, thank you. That's wonderful. And I had another question. Now, let's see, what else was I going to ask you? I think that's everything for right now. I think I've got everything. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Ms. Meyer. Ms. Gustafson, you're a witness.
Yes. Miss Jones, my name is Jana Gustafson, and I'm Dalen's attorney. Has Mr. Robbins ever contacted you, or do you know if he's ever contacted your company?
Not that I'm aware of, no.
And if he were to become involved with Dalen's treatment, would it be important for him to keep in consistent contact with you?
Yes.
Your Honor, may I interrupt for a second? A lot of these are the same questions that Ms. Jones has already answered.
Well, again, I'd like to answer right to ask. I'll ask you not to be too repetitious, but clarify anything you think you need to know, Ms. Gustafson. Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor. And do you work with Dalen every day?
I do not.
Okay. The therapist that does work with him, she works with him every day?
Yes.
Okay. And it was my understanding that y'all are priming him to begin school, and to begin with, someone will be going to the school with him. Is that right?
Yes, Dalen struggles with transitions, and it is vital that we have somebody with him at school. The ultimate goal of ABA is to decrease hours and eventually fade out of services once he has the skills needed that we say are age appropriate. And so right now we are basically in the foundation process, building up those skills to eventually decrease the hours. And right now, having those breaks that are being that are in question would kind of prolong his process in ABA.
Okay, that's all I had, Your Honor.
All right, ma'am, real quick again. Right now, obviously, summer's over. Okay, yeah, school's getting ready to start, and the long-term stuff will not the week-long, 2-week-long, 3-week-long thing will not happen anytime soon. But Dad, under Texas law, she gets one weekend, long distance visitation, one weekend a month. And maybe make it extended Friday through Sunday, so he can get come down, pick child up, then bring it back on Sunday. And that's just one weekend a month. Based on everything I heard today from you, that doesn't sound very problematic.
It wouldn't. What I would clinically recommend is if he is picking him up on a Friday, we can adjust session so that he can be involved in session before they leave for the weekend.
Okay. All right. Thank you. All right. Thank you very much. Mr. Welch, any questions, sir?
No questions, Your Honor.
All right. Ms. Cusack, anything on redirect?
Nothing, Your Honor. Thank you. And thank you, Ms. Jones.
All
Thank
right.
you.
Ms. Meyer, anything else, ma'am?
No, sir. Thank you very much.
All right. May Ms. Jones be excused.
Yes, please,
Yes.
Judge.
Thank you, Ms. Jones. Sorry to ruin your Friday like we have. We have a bunch of judges and lawyers, but we appreciate you. And like I say, I've just learned more about this subject than I had. This beats CLE any continuing legal education any day of the week. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, guys. Looks like we got about 45 minutes left, and we hadn't called our first party witness yet. And I know Ms. Gustafson has a 1:30. And I want to try to power through a couple of things, and maybe we can get. But we need to do a second setting, then we'll take a look at that. But for right now, Ms. Cusack, I would want to hear from both the parties, obviously. So right now, like I say, we got about 45 minutes to an hour left. So I would want to limit each. We got 3 lawyers and 4 lawyers, and I would want to limit. I'll limit Mr. Welch to 5 minutes, but I'll ask y'all to keep the witnesses at 10 minutes each, and hopefully we might be able to get through this whole thing without having to come back. All right.
Okay, thank you, Judge. Hold on.
It is, in fact, the perfect time to stop. You're right, Cellulite Yoga Pants. How thoughtful of you to help me with that cue. Guess what? New court coming tomorrow. TPOs are going to hit. People have been crazy. You know what happens in July. People go fucking nuts, y'all. I appreciate you. I do have some good news to share, but it will be done tomorrow in the AM. I'm going to post the link now so that I can't get out of it. Mostly. And so y'all can have a place to hang out. John, please be careful on the roof when you go on it. You guys, thank you so much for being here. I appreciate each and every one of you so much. Such help. So amazing. I love you guys. Oh! Like I said, it's my Friday. I appreciate each and every one of you. I've already said that. Now say the next part. The next part is remember that I love you and I'm proud of you and I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.
Ways down and ready to ride.
Oh, if I had a screeching. I wish I had guys in the truck. Guys in the truck. Arch! Oh, baby, do you know what that's like? Ooh. Thank you so much, NPC. You did that, but I caught it. Oh, I have amazing reflexes. And tonight I caught it, and I thank you. That's right, I thank you. But now I say adieu. I love you. Have a great night. Do me a favor, remember, I love you. I'm proud of you. And I'll see you in the next video. Okay, bye.